Hi folks, this is all the fruit. I'm in Heidelberg, Germany. And here is a forest, or rather a forested scree, full of wild European huckleberries, or Vaccinium myrtillus. Like in North America, there are lots of different huckleberry species, but in most of Europe, this is our huckleberry or blueberry. Well, I guess a lot of you have noticed that actually Huckleberry Finn, is the name of one of the most famous heroes, protagonists of American literature. The book Huckleberry Finn by Mark Twain. Also he features in a couple other books. And if some of you know a little bit about the German language, you might realize that, huckleberry in Germany is Heidelbeere. The Germans also say Blaubeeren. And Heidelbeere and Heidelberg, a lot of people think that the name of the city comes from the huckleberry. Well, Mark Twain for sure thought this because it is quite sure that he wrote the book Huckleberry Finn in Heidelberg, and probably also parts of the book Tom Sawyer. Actually, he spent a lot of time in Heidelberg. He wrote a book on Europe, and like half of it is about Heidelberg and its surroundings. And he actually said that the Heidelberger Forest and the Heidelberger Forest trails were the best ones he has found anywhere in the world. So he liked hiking those forests and eating those huckleberries and writing the book Huckleberry Finn, and most probably also Tom Sawyer and parts of other books he published. By the way, the huckleberries which are sold worldwide nowadays, they are actually not our European huckleberry. A lot of Europeans might think this, that the huckleberries or blueberries they can buy in the shop are just big versions of what they can find in the forest. But no, those are actually, how was it? They are, I think I looked this up like a year or two ago. They are hybrids and varieties and breeds which mostly derive from the northern highbush blueberry mixed with some southern highbush blueberries, but northern and southern both come from North America. So I don't think that our European huckleberry has taken part in the creation of any of those varieties you can buy from farms, which is a pity because this is much tastier than the stuff which is being bred in farms and greenhouses. Here in Heidelberg they breed huckleberries in greenhouses actually. Well, we have the 22nd of May, and this is very early for ripe huckleberries in Heidelberg. Here we are about 400 meters above sea level on a slope which is facing more or less north. Okay, of course the ground is quite dry because it's a scree. It's basically made out of giant boulders. You just cannot see them very well because they are covered by moss and huckleberries. But still, it's very early. Usually here in warm years the huckleberry season is in June, sometimes in July. In the high mountains often in August, sometimes even September. And if you look at most of the bushes, the huckleberries are still teeny tiny and completely green. Not a single ripe huckleberry here on hundreds and hundreds of bushes. But a couple of them are very early this year. Well, I decided I will document the very early appearance of different fruit in this year. Like I documented cherries in April, and then I found some strawberries and mulberries in the first days of May. They were so ripe that I was pretty sure they ripened already in the last days of April. Those here probably not, no. I think in April they were still green, but they ripened in May, which is quite early. Well, they don't seem to be completely ripe. As you can see, there are lots of unripe fruit on the same plant. I think somewhere here, oops, where is it? No, I thought that this was a flower, but actually this is an abortive fruit that the plant dropped. But a lot of the fruit are still quite small and unripe. But the first ones are already blue. I guess they will not be 100% ripe and not as tasty as they could be here. Give them a couple more weeks of sun and they will be delicious. Fortunately, in Germany they rarely sell the wild ones because they are just too, it's just too expensive to collect them, but in poorer East European countries you can sometimes find them on the markets. Also, basically when they arrive on the market they're a giant mess, not like those American things. Those here are not a giant mess yet, which shows me that they are not 100% ripe, but okay, 90% is better than 0 blueberries, right? Yeah. They are not as sweet as the sweetest supermarket blueberries, not yet, they will become more sweet. But they already have more flavor than the supermarket blueberries, than even than the overripe supermarket blueberries. Well, folks, I'll definitely come back in a couple weeks when the rest of the blueberries are ripe. But I think it was interesting enough to show you that we already have the first ripe wild forest huckleberries in the place where the book Huckleberry Finn was written. Well, I'm not sure he wrote it here in this on this script, but I'm sure that he used to take some notes on his extended hikes through the Heidelberg forest. Okay, folks, this was the wild European forest huckleberry, Vaccinium myrtillus. Stay tuned for a lot more fruit videos from the beautiful city of Heidelberg. And don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe.